Hey guys, this is Austin with another Devo video. What I want to talk about today is if there's any link between God and our joy. And so my background, my mom was a children's pastor, and so my childhood was very much involved with the church and doing church activities and going to church camps in the summers. And so a lot of what I grew up in was hearing a lot about God. But what happened was, I started to paint this picture in my mind that, there's God, this old man with a beard, and he's got this like perfectly white robe with a lightning bolt as a staff. So like this almighty person, but he wasn't for me in a sense. That he wasn't for me having fun. It was more about him not wanting me to have fun. And so what I started painting in my head was this picture that, man, God just wants me to be miserable and just, be this religious person that does this, doesn't do this, doesn't do this. And so when I got to college, I kind of carried that with me. But it wasn't until college that I started to realize that maybe it wasn't that way. That actually, maybe God is for my joy. And so I just started to think about this and see if maybe that was true. And I think that's kind of where we all place ourselves is, I think God is not for fun. I think he's kind of lame, actually, right? And so an analogy that really helped me out with this is to think about a parent and a child. Think about a child that is, reaching up on top of a countertop, trying to grab the knives to pull down and play with. Okay, if a parent sees this, more than likely, hopefully, they'll try and stop their child from pulling the knives down and playing with knives, right? And so, just simple, why would a parent do that? And the answer is because they're for the child, like for their safety, they're for their protection, and even more, they're for their joy, all right? So a parent is for their child's joy. That's why she's not gonna let her child just pull some knives down and play with them, because she knows that's not good. But what does the child think? The child thinks, I want those knives, I wanna play with those knives, I'm gonna get those knives. And it's not thinking about its health, it's not thinking about the long-term effects. It just knows that it wants it right then and right now. And then when the parent takes it away, it's anger and he starts crying. And so you got this little child that's upset because the mom tried to protect it, even though the parent was for its joy. And so I started to think about, well, maybe God's like this. Maybe he's for our joy, and it just doesn't seem like it to us because we can only see, so little, and yet God can see everything. And so also think about this, think about a plant. To grow a plant, you have to plant a seed in the ground, in dirt, water it, and keep watering it. Now, if you just went to dirt and watered it, and then threw a seed on top, is it gonna grow? Not likely. And so there's a certain way that plants grow. And so I started to think about really kind of these two things of, okay, so God maybe is for my joy, and it doesn't look like it's me because I can only see so much, but yet he sees everything. And there also seems to be a way that things work, that there's a way that God designed plants to grow, there's a way that God designed things to happen. And so maybe my joy isn't what I think it's found in, but maybe it's the way that God designed it to be. So a common example. So yeah, maybe I want to pursue sex outside of marriage, but maybe that's not the way God designed it. Maybe God designed it to happen inside of marriage. So even though I think joy is found in it outside, God's really saying, hey, I designed it to work a certain way, and if you'll just kind of come along the way I designed it, your joy will be made complete in that. You'll find more eternal joy rather than temporal joy in the way you think it works, right? And so this is kind of the thought that I want us to start thinking about and working along is, you know what? Maybe God is not trying to take my joy away, that he's just some big almighty God in the sky just saying, don't have fun, don't do that and that and that. But maybe the voice is more, man, I love you and I want the best for you. And I know the best for you is not what you think you're about to do and what you want to do, but it's actually this. So come, man, come do this. Come live the way I designed mankind to live, because that's where your joy is going to be made complete. And God is essentially saying, I am for your joy in the way that it works, in the way that I designed it, and not the way that you think it works. So maybe that's what God's saying, and maybe we can start thinking about that, and kind of say along with with Paul in Philippians, that I am work with you for your joy, that I'm going to stay on this earth and suffer and be sent to jail for your joy in Christ. And so I hope y'all can think about that, and that the Spirit helps you understand that and begin to figure out maybe what that looks like, if there is a link between God and joy. And I look forward to seeing y'all again. So y'all have a great week. I'll talk to you later. Bye.